So how are you seeing things this year so far?
I mean, the start of the year has actually been quite positive to Frazer, Charlotte. Looking back on last year, the trends seem to be very similar. The calibre of candidate is actually exceptional on the current market at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just now trying to free up some opportunities to start placing these candidates. But overall, January, February in particular, Q1 as a whole, that's been very, very positive. We're on the same sort of trajectory as last year. But we can always do more jobs. But overall, yeah, it's very positive, and yeah, we're doing very, very well.
Have you seen the nature of the roles changing at all, or look like they might?
Yeah, I think
as the year goes on.
Yeah, the roles are constantly changing. I think the link with payroll, HR, reward, obviously historically has moved away from finance. The roles are becoming more hybrid, more diverse, week in, week out. Particularly within financial and professional services, clients simply want more for their money. So they want this hybrid skill set, which obviously payroll is a big part of it. But now it's about benefits ownership. Obviously the team processes, but looking at negotiations, renewals, setting up benefits platforms, going out to market. But also now the systems piece is massive in payroll. You know, as a whole, I think every kind of payroll professional would agree that from a systems perspective, it's kind of a race to the bottom. It's really quite poor. So clients are looking at other options or asking for advice on which systems are better for their kind of jurisdictions or the size of their payrolls. Pensions is a big factor now. You've got to be a pensions expert. And then obviously a lot of the roles, particularly the executive level, where you're managing teams globally, you're managing benefits globally, you're managing systems globally. And what we've seen since last year, where salaries were going up, say 10 to 15%, now we're seeing salaries are going up 20 to 30%.
Oh, right, God.
So it's an exciting time.
Yeah.
But I think also the candidates have now got to step up and really talk about what actually they want to be doing, and take ownership of that. No longer HR do the talking for you. No longer finance do the talking for you. You know, you have to run, drive, and own your payroll offering outright. So
it's become more client-facing as a function.
Yeah, hugely. Business partnering is a big word.
Yeah,
like communication. And I think business partnering now from a payroll standpoint is huge. Whether it's your team, someone hasn't been paid correctly, quite basic. They want to speak to somebody who's human, who can relate back to, you know, what's wrong, how can we help you, and giving really strict time frames. You know, we'll come back to you within half an hour or by the close of play today.
It's a lot of stakeholder management involved.
Tons. And that's really been part of the evolution of payroll, is the business partnering, internal, external. You know, no one in any business should be speaking to the HRD or FD about not being, you know, their pay not being correct. They've got to know who the payroll professionals are. And I think sometimes now when you've got new joiners starting a business, you know, why shouldn't the payroll professional be the first person that you see? Why shouldn't you be giving that individual all your data, your bank details, if you're transferring your pension over, etc.? It should be the payroll professional, because they will then input it on the system straight away, rather than giving it to HR, for instance, and then things getting lost, and then the data getting presented to payroll isn't right, and then you get mistakes. So I think payroll ultimately now it's a lot more ownership. Communication's got to be strong, but you've got to want more. You know, the days are gone where you sit there, your head in the books, not listening. You've got to talk.
And any sectors that are seeming to be busier than others?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a massive influx within commerce industry, particularly the start of the year, where my guys are very busy, and that's roles at all levels. Anything from 35k up to 100k plus. The C&I market is bubbling away nicely. A lot of new clients coming on board. A lot of diverse roles, pay, bends, comp, systems. And from an FS and PS perspective, the mid to senior market's actually doing very, very well. Again, lots of opportunities to give people that next step up. The senior market, it's been a little bit quieter, but again, that kind of runs in line with the comp and bends round. Most bonuses are getting paid out in March and April, which is the trend that we normally see. But even still, clients that we're speaking to, they are looking for change, and candidates looking for change. It's just all, the market's all about timing. But overall, we're really pleased with how things are going at the start of this year, and hopefully it just increase and we can make more money.
Have you seen any changes in the payroll individuals themselves and how that's evolved?
Yeah, we have actually. And again, across all sectors. I mean, I harp on about this word ownership, but it's also running and driving a function as well. So now your payroll professionals are they are, I don't say HR business partners, but they are business partners.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that the skill sets are so diverse that, you know, payroll is getting pulled from pillar to post. So I've been working on some roles recently where it's payroll HR shared services manager, where the payroll manager is actually managing 5 HR BPs, 3 in the US, 2 in the UK. I mean, you wouldn't have thought that role would have existed 10, 15 years ago. We've got head of payroll reward, head of payroll comp and bends, VP international payroll and shared services managers. So, you know, I think the caliber of individual coming through now, we call it future leaders, but the caliber coming through now can do far more than just the payroll. And, you know, we keep saying clients want more for their money. And I think the modern payroll professional can offer that.
Yeah.
We're seeing more individuals from HR and accounts wanting to move into payroll because of the variety of the work.
Yeah.
Pay is part of it, but we mentioned systems, benefits, payroll accounting, managing teams globally, managing benefits globally, systems globally. It's a really exciting time, and it's only going one way. It's just more is getting bolstered onto the payroll piece that eventually I think the payroll market, the word payroll is going to have to change. Yeah. A bit like HR. Originally it was personnel, now it's HR, now they're looking at people operations.
Culture, yes, whatever you want to call it.
I think now payroll is going to have to look at that and go through that change because, there's far more to it than just the payroll piece.
Well, it's had such a raised profile from a strategic standpoint, hasn't it?
It has done. I think that sadly and positively,
not always for
COVID did a lot for payroll. We saw a lot of clients truly understand what they actually had working from home or didn't have working from home, managing teams, and it became a huge risk. Some clients had HR business partners doing their payrolls globally, and all of a sudden, you know, that's a massive risk as well. You need somebody who knows what they're doing to come in, take control, and basically, you know, get you out of any trouble that you're in, or just process improvements, you know, systems improvements. Looking at the team from a governance perspective, you know, the team you've got, is it training needs or a lack of? Is it a lack of personal development? Or sadly, it might be a poor attitude. And then again, those individuals may need to be performance managed out of the business if they're not prepared to step up and take more responsibility. So, I think overall, it is, like I keep saying, it's a very exciting time. And the roles that are coming in are so varied. I mean, one thing I was saying to you earlier on is that we're seeing a lot of US clients now are looking to centralise their payrolls in the UK. You know, historically it's been UK, EMEA predominantly. Now we're seeing obviously UK, EMEA, but now LATAM, APAC, America, North America, where historically the US clients in particular have offloaded their payrolls to, say, the UK, but have always kept the US and North America. But now they're bringing that over too. So they fully understand the quality and the calibre of the talent in the UK. Now, from the UK standpoint, the population of candidates have now got to step up and they've got to look to want to get more US exposure. Clients do have it, candidates do have it, but not as many as we would like. So with that demand, the payroll community's now got to step up and want to get that US exposure.
And meet that.
And by getting that, they will literally own the payroll globally, not just Europe or Asia or APAC. Will literally have full ownership. And that's the exciting piece. And we're seeing more of that day in, day out. And that's across all markets.